This isn't a learn a language in 15 minutes video. This is me showing you how exactly I learn a language from zero. The mindset, the confusion, the first sounds, everything. So, if you're curious about how languages actually start forming in the brain, stay. Now your burning question probably is, why Mandarin? Why now? What excites you about that language? In my opinion, every language changes the way you listen to the world. Mandarin forces you to listen even deeper. As a learner of Arabic, Turkish, Spanish, and Japanese, I have seen that can even be culture shocked within a language. All of the languages that I've learned have some difficulty, and honestly, I love me a good challenge. With Turkish, it is a agglutinative language, meaning that there is a suffix added to a word to change the meaning of the word. With Arabic, it's the way the script is written that makes it such a beautiful language and how it all falls together. Spanish, very similar to my native language, but there are so many conjugations I can't even begin to explain. And Japanese, it is a monster in itself, but I fall in love with the journey. I know learning Mandarin won't be easy, but I'm excited for the test, for the challenge, for the tonal language that it is. So the very first thing that you are going to do once you've decided on a language, this is a non-negotiable. You're going to watch a video about the differences between your native tongue and your target language. So if you're an English speaker, look up videos like English versus Mandarin Chinese. Listen to the video, listen to the differences and the similarities between languages so that when you actually do delve deeper into this language, you are not shocked, you are waiting for that challenge, or you can also relate to things that are happening in that language because there may be some things that your language and the target language have in common. Before you force your brain to absorb the words of the language, actually try to get an understanding of what's going on in the language.
Mandarin Chinese has a pretty fierce reputation for
I do want to mention that the similarity that I see between a language that I've learned, not my native tongue, but a language that I have learned, is that the writing system is completely different. So I personally don't see this as something that is extremely scary. And as someone who's also studied Japanese, I am familiar with, I believe this is kanji. So it doesn't really scare me too much. But what scares me is the tones. But they also don't seem that difficult now knowing that there's only 4. And so far what I've learned, unlike English, Mandarin has tones. It has characters. And also, unlike English, meaning is not within the word, but it's within the sound of the word. The next thing I'm going to focus on is tones, because really this is my first real struggle. It's something that I've never came across in any language. And I'm going to kind of study it how I would study the alphabet. I'm going to try to master these tones so that when I see them, I am able to pronounce them and recreate them. And remember, it is just day 1. You do not have to be perfect. Attempt the tones. Fail, laugh a little, and repeat. And remember, kind of have in the back of your mind, comparing your language. Try to find those similarities and differences. That'll keep you a little more motivated. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to a video in the language teaching me something. Not a video completely in the language, but them walking you through like an introduction. You know, Mandarin Chinese from the very beginning, where they're teaching you these little words and these little phrases. And I really want you to listen closely. I really want you to become one with that language as best as you can on day 1. And after that, I want you to repeat. Repeat after them, pause the video. Repeat after them, pause the video, replay, and really try to become one with the word or the phrase that you are trying to say.
Gratitude, you say
谢
谢
谢
谢
谢你，
谢
It makes
谢
your thank
你
you sound more.
我爱
我
你
爱你，
我
Do you know what that means?
我爱你
我爱你 means I love you.
我爱你
Exactly the same.
It is totally okay to not understand what is going on, but you have to understand that fluency starts when noises become patterns. Remember, we are not asking each other to be perfect. Persistence. Keep trying. Do it again. Fall. get right back. And a huge piece of advice, especially when you're starting a language from the very beginning, it can be tough, but rewire the way you're thinking about studying. It does not have to be boring. It does not have to be painful. Have fun with it. Find videos that pique your interest. Find teachers that you like, that match your learning style, or that you are really engaged with. Have fun with it. And then the next thing you're going to do is learn your first words like you are a baby.
普通话 This
普通话
literally means in Chinese. Most
谢谢 Remember, when you're learning those first words, don't just say them just for the hell of it. Say those words exactly how the native speaker is saying them. Try to find it deep within you. If you're not understanding how the pronunciation is happening, feel free to watch videos that show the anatomy of pronunciation, because a lot of the times we try to recreate a sound and it's not coming from a place where it usually comes in our native language. It'd be coming from the back of the throat. Could be a nasal sound. So try to figure out those different sounds and learn your first words. Things like my name is, hello, how are you? Things that you can actually use on a daily basis. And you can go meet a friend and say, ni hao, whatever. Learn 5 words. And remember, these are just the spoken words. We're not writing yet. We're listening, we're speaking, we're shadowing. That is all for day 1. Your brain is focusing more on sound and less on spelling. So after taking a look at these videos, I'm even more excited, and I hope you feel more excited after getting a deeper understanding of the language and what you're getting yourself into. I don't want this to make you feel overwhelmed or discouraged. I want this to make you have a really holistic view of the language, so you can see exactly what you're getting into. So when you come across it, you're just like, oh no, I can't do this. What? You already know what you're getting into, and you are very capable of doing it. Here from these videos and things like that, I have seen that the hardest thing so far, that may be the hardest for me, is the tones. But if you can shadow a speaker, you'll have no problem with tones. You just have to remember how to read them, especially with the pinyin, which is the romanization system that helps speakers who don't know the characters and how to read the characters. It's kind of translated into, a writing system that we can understand. So in a nutshell, day 1 isn't about knowing things. It's about teaching your brain how to listen differently. Remember, it is part of the process to be confused, excited, and just fed up. But like I always say, you fall, you get back up. You keep trying again and again until that noise turns into a language that you can actually comprehend and understand. I want you to walk out of your first day learning the language, actually taking something with you, whether it's 3 to 5 new words or phrases that you've learned. Maybe you've mastered how to say the different tones of that language. Maybe you learned how to say your name or write your name in that language. These little things, or even walking away with information that you can share with somebody else. Maybe they might say, oh, is this a Japanese restaurant? You would say, oh no, this is actually a Chinese restaurant. I can tell you why. Take away something that very first day, some type of knowledge, so that when you go back the next time, you can apply it and you can add to it. And one more super important thing that I didn't mention in the beginning of the video that I always do is remember your why. Write it down somewhere. I don't care where you read it. Write it somewhere that you can see it, actually. And my reasoning for studying Mandarin Chinese is because one day I do wish to visit China, and I also really want to see if I can learn this language rather quickly, or is it a language that's going to take me a little bit of time? I actually have to soak in the language. At some point, I do want to be able to converse in the language, so that is my goal. Yeah, and I just love to shake the room a little bit when people are just like, you speak my language. Yes, I do. So, if you're starting a language or restarting one, use this video as your day 1. Next, maybe I'll show you how to build momentum without burning out. The plans that I choose to use each day to keep up with my language learning goals, as well as my language study plan for every day. Let me know what you guys think down below. Feel free to comment down below the language that you are learning and subscribe to continue within the series. Like I always say, don't say I never told you anything, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.